Good evening, beauties. This video is going to be all about just comparing the different tips that Glitter Planet has. I'm just going to go over the ones I have in my collection and show you, kind of compare them next to each other. It was a highly requested video, so I hope you beauties enjoy, and you know I always love hanging out with you. So all right, let's just get right into this video. And once again, it's going to be just comparing all the different Glitter Planet tips. And I'll do my best to do, I'm gonna lay them next to each other, and we'll just see the difference in them, the difference in length, the difference in thickness, the difference in shape. So let's just get right into the video. Sure you beauties can see, Glitter Planet offers, I probably said it 1,000 times, but I mostly sculpt, but Glitter Planet just has beautiful tips. And sometimes it's hard to tell when they're not right next to each other, the difference in the length and the shape. So let's start off with, these are the tapered square. And I think what I'm going to do is go with a bigger size, just so it's easy to see. So we'll go with a size 1. So that is the size 1, and these are the tapered. This is the tapered square. Aren't these cases just gorgeous? I mean, look at how much space is in here, and it's nice and durable and plastic. Normally I put these stickers, I actually like putting them on the top just so I can see. I know it probably looks prettier at the bottom, but I mean, just look how beautiful Glitter Planet's cases are. This is your basic case that you would get from somewhere else. Look at the difference in size. Look at the difference in clarity. I mean, this is nice and clear. You can see through it. The holders itself, where the tips are, I mean, are double the size as these. These are ones I've had before, but now I keep majority of my tips in here. All right, back to the subject here. So this is the tapered square. You could see there's a very slight curve in it. Beautiful shape. These nails are sculpted out to about a 4. So this next to my 4, and I'm putting it as if you were going to set it right on the tip. You can see the length there. So I would say this is about a 3, the tapered square is. It's a really beautiful tip. It's like, when I'm going to show you and compare the other tips. This isn't a very bendable tip though. But I mean, on a tip like this, you could cut the sides down here to make it, a coffin. But this is the tapered square. And I'll just set this little baby down right there. Let's see if I can get this a little lower so you can see a little bit better. The tapered square. Now let's set this next to Where's our coffin? So this is the tapered square. Now let's compare it and set it next to the pre-pinched square. And I'm gonna grab a size, we'll go with the size 1, since we're doing a bigger size. So just remember this is one of the biggest sizes right here. It's a 1. I'm gonna go with the bigger ones so it's a little bit more visible. So this is the tapered, I'm so sorry, this is the pre-pinched square nail tip. So with this tip, you can see, I don't know, let me get it to where you can see. I don't know, beauties, if you can see that C curve. Do you see that C curve? I mean, look at that. I'm going to try to hold this. This is the pre-pinched square. Let's try to put it in my hand here. There you go. Look at that C curve. That's the whole idea of the pre-pinched nail tips. Do you see that C curve? It's to give you that sculpted, pinched look. You don't have to shape the C curve. The C curve is already there. This is the pinched square. Now let's set these next to each other. So you can see that it's a little bit longer right here than the tip I just showed you. So the first tip I showed you right here is the tapered square by Glitter Planet. The one next to it is the pre-pinched square. Let me try holding these up a little bit. You can see that the pre-pinched, it's got a good, it's definitely longer. We'll go that way. Put them next to each other like that. And look at the difference. Do you see the C curve in this one? Look at that deep C curve. The tapered square has no C curve whatsoever. This is the pre-pinched square. I mean, there you can kind of really see that C curve. That's the extreme pre-pinched. One thing I can say about the extreme pre-pinched stiletto and even the pinched stiletto is they are much narrow. They're not as wide as the easy tips. I wouldn't recommend these for wider nail beds, as they are, like I said, they are narrow. So, you know, if they're good, if you have clients or if you're doing your own nails, if you have, you know, narrow nail beds. But if you have wider nail beds, I would go with
definitely not the extreme pre-pinched. Even though these are stunning, beautiful nails, they have a much smaller width to them. And one thing I can say when you get these, I know you're gonna feel like you want to almost like kind of push it onto the nail. Let me just kind of down. I wish I didn't have nails on right now. So when you're placing this on, I want it to be to where I'm kind of forcing it. These should gently fit, like a nice little snug little fit. You don't want to put a bunch of pressure and stretch this out. I know it's kind of hard. I don't know if you can see because it has that deep C curve because it's so pinched. So if you apply these nails and you try to force them to fit onto the nail, instead of just sizing them just right, it's like I said, it's not a forceful, you don't want to force these on to where you're kind of like spreading them apart like that. They should fit just as if you were fitting a tip on. I know because of the C curve, you know, on there, you're like, oh, I can get it to fit. One thing I can tell you, if you force these tips onto a nail that's too small, not only are you going to, you know, the nails I'm sure are going to lift at some point, but one thing that's going to happen is it is going, because these are pre-pinched, so because they're too tight on the nail, they will actually cause your client or yourself's nail to actually start growing in a curved fashion. Like they will, I mean, your nail is a live tissue, so imagine just something pinching them hard constantly. Like I said, that's why you don't want to force these on. They are a stunning, beautiful tip, but you don't want to force these to fit onto the nail, else you are. And this one I'm going to set right here next to it. This is the pre-pinched coffin. Now you may look at this one right here. You may look at the pre-pinched coffin and think, oh my gosh, it looks like the pre-pinched square. No, that's why it's nice to have to see them next to each other. So let's scoochie these over a little. And seeing them next to each other, you can tell the difference. This is the pre-pinched coffin. This is the pre-pinched square. This coffin is shorter, but it also has a little less, I mean, look how, oh gosh, I wish I can kind of set them on top of each other so you can see the huge difference in the shape. This has your coffin shape. You know, coffin got its name by the shape of a coffin. So if you picture the way a coffin looks, that's the shape of your pinched coffin tip here. Whereas this is square. I mean, it's just entirely different. It's almost like one solid. This has a slight taper to it. The coffin has a slight taper. Whereas the square is just one solid shape. Just like a square. The sidewall's just going straight up. Now here is our Deva. This is the Deva tip. And you may be thinking, well, gosh, it looks a lot like the tapered square, but there definitely is a big difference here. Let's put the tapered, so here's our tapered square. I'll put it right over here. And here is the Deva. I'm going to try to find something that I can actually, you know what, let's use this right here. I want you to see the curvature, the curve, whereas the tapered square has a slight curve. This is the tapered square. This is the Deva. Do you see the difference in that? Do you see that curve? Look at that curve. I think that's how it got its name. It's got that little extra edge on it. So this is a stunning, if you're looking for a beautiful curved nail, you know, and this, I mean, you could keep the length or you could cut it shorter. I actually did a video on how to cut down these tips without losing the shape. So if you were going to cut this into a short tip, you would not want to cut, unless you're trimming just a tad bit off, you are not going to want to cut from the top of this beautiful tip. You would cut down from the well. This is a stunning tip. This is the Deva tip. Immediately between the tapered square and the Deva is, I feel as if the tapered square is a little bit more flexible, where the Deva is a little more firm. You know, I've seen some beautiful sets, but then in this area here, have you ever looked at someone's nails and they're just bulky looking? Those pinchers truly do help with giving a more slimming look. And I mean, it truly is slimming them down. Because you have to think, if you have, you know, acrylic or gel on your nails, and I mean, you could sit there and pinch your own nail if you wanted to, but I just use the pinching tool, you know, before it's completely set, and it just applies a nice light pressure. And sometimes, depending, like if I let it, you know, I'm like, oh no, it's kind of, you know, about, I waited too long to pinch them, just still put the pinchers on, and then gently, very gently, just squeeze where the pinchers are at. And this gets them nice and snug against the sidewall here. So if you don't have these pinching tools, you need to get some pinching tools, beauties. Need those pinching tools. I got 2. I love pinching nails. Love, love, love pinching nails. All right, so back to our tips here. This is a real beautiful tip. This is the extra long stiletto tip. And when I did my video on cutting the tip down so you don't lose the shape, I actually believe I used this nail. It's a really beautiful, beautiful tip. You could do some serious artwork. You have plenty of room for it. You can cut it down. There's a slight, I mean, a very slight curve. Not much of one, just a stunning tip. It's not too narrow. in the well area. So, I mean, it can fit lots of different sizes. It is a beautiful tip. Now on to my favorite nail tip. And that, beauties, as you know, are the easy tips. Yes, yes, yes. The easy tips are absolutely beautiful. They're much more, I don't want to say bendable because they're not bendable, but they're definitely much more flexible than these others. They kind of, I mean, I know I'm not saying they are made with gel, but they really do. Not only do they fit beautifully to the tips of the nail, and remember, beauties, I'm going with the bigger sizes. So all these are the big sizes. I just really want you to be able to see these tips. And I didn't want to use the smaller sizes. So just remember, these are the biggest sizes, tip size. Because look, we'll get a little one. Let's get a little one. These, I mean, adhere to the tip just beautifully. If you want that sharp pointed coffin, all you do is lightly, I mean, it already has that coffin. If you want that sharp pointed stiletto, it already is, the easy tip is already going up, you know, and gives you kind of a soft stiletto. But if you want that, you know, pointy. Okay, beauty, sorry about that. I wanted to take my, I'm using my iPhone to record with. And I wanted to take it off of here to show you a different angle of these tips. Do you see that? So you can this is the easy tip. Do you see how I'm just slightly pushing? Look how flexible that tip is. And it has that perfect well. And that perfect U shape that fits beautifully onto the nail. I mean, beautifully. There's no curve to this. I mean, it's definitely narrow. But you can see there's no, when I point this way, there's no C curve to that. It literally looks like a sculpted nail. Slightly narrow. And just fits beautifully and so easily onto the nail. I really wonder if that's why she gave it the name of Easy Tips. These absolutely are so easy to apply. So easy to get the shape that you want, whether it be stiletto or coffin, ballerina. I mean, you could even cut this into a square if you wanted to. Where this is the extra long tip, see, as when I push, it's not really too flexible, but and they're all, like I said, they're all beautiful tips. I just really want you to see, because the request was to show the difference in the tips. So I'm really trying to compare them so you can truly see, like, what is the difference of these tips. When you're looking at them online, it's like, well, that kind of looks the same as the other one, but I want you to see the true difference in them. Do you see the difference? This is the easy tip. This is the extra long tip. It has the well, but it's a whole different fit to the nail tip. Two different shapes entirely. Then you got the Deva tip right here. I mean, look at that. From here you can see, as they're lined up, the difference of the wells, the backs of them. There's your Deva tip. See that curve? Front view. Definitely has that curve to it. So if you're looking for, you want a nail with a beautiful curve already going on, or you have clients that like even short, you know, curved tips, square, you could turn that into coffin. I mean, but you definitely, if you're looking for a tip with the curve, look at that right there. This is the tapered square. It's got a slight curve, but not a deep curve like the Deva tip. It's definitely square, just kind of, just like it's called, it's tapered at the top. So it's not just a bulky little square one, it's got a slight taper to it. This is your extreme pre-pinch stiletto. So do you see that? Look at that. This is why it's called pre-pinched. See, when you're looking at it at that angle, it is pinched. It's like you've pinched the nail. It's definitely stunning. A real beautiful tip. But this is, I myself would say this would be for smaller nail beds. Like I said, you don't want to force this tip to fit onto yours or your, I can't even say that enough, to your nail or your client's nail. You do not want to force this tip on, else you're going to have nails that grow curved, and they're not going to last. They're going to pop off at some point. You never want to force the tip on. Always go big, never go small, and try to get them to fit. So that's the extreme pre-pinch stiletto. This is the pinched stiletto. You can see it's not as narrow, but you definitely have the pinch look going on there. I mean, I'm glad that fell. Look at that curve. These are much shorter. Than the easy tips and the extra long tip. You can just see going this way. I mean, I have them all lined up at the same, as if they were right on the tip of your nail. So you can see the longest tip here is the extra long tip, but the easy tip's giving you a good, I would say 4 to 4.5 if you are in a sculpting form. I lined this up to my nail when I was taking a picture earlier for another beauty, and it literally was just about the same length. As my
hard to do right here because I'm holding this. And this one right here is our pinched square. Our pre-pinched square, and this is the pinched coffin. How could I forget this beautiful tip? This is the extreme length nail tip. And I know some of you right now are probably saying, oh my gosh, I would never wear my nail that long. So you don't have to wear it that long. One, this is beautiful for nail art, for displaying glitter, glitter sets, art sets at your nail station, to have these either displayed on, I've seen these, maybe I'll do a video on that, where you can actually stick these tips on a little stick and just get a little cute little mini crystal vase, a little mini one, or cup or whatever you want to stick them in. This is an actual beautiful way to display nail art, glitters. They are absolutely stunning. Another thing you can do with these as well is cut them down. Look at all that nail you have to work with. So as I said in my video where I showed how to cut these tips down, you never want to cut. Look at that beautiful, beautiful stiletto shape. This is a stunning nail. When I saw these, I'm like, I need these. I have to have these. Let me put this back a little. There we go. It is absolutely stunning. Look at that. So beauties, you can trim these down. And these are definitely where the easy tips are flexible. These are not a flexible nail. It's solid. I can't even, I'm pushing harder. I can't even squeeze that. But it is a beautiful, beautiful tip. Now, I wouldn't say, you could go with this, even if you're going to cut it, to right, like I said, you can cut it right here to make it, a length of a 3 if you wanted to, and create your own well. But if you're going to do that, you might as well go with the easy tip. This is definitely for your longer sets. But this is an absolute stunning, stunning nail tip. They all are. But I hope seeing them all next to each other, gives you an idea of what tips or tip style you want to purchase. They're all just stunning. But my favorite is the easy tip. Yeah. No, but they are all beautiful tips. As I said, I do mostly sculpting, but I love having tips around. I do. And we have tips as stunning as these. Look at that. They are absolutely gorgeous. So I'll do the rundown one more time. We got the extreme length nail tip. The easy tip. I'm paying attention. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing here because I'm all blown away by the easy tip now. There's the easy tip.
the extra long stiletto. Or, I think this is called the extra
These
long
are
tip.
actually called the long nail tips.
I think it's just called extra. It might be extra long stiletto or extra long tip. So this is the extreme. This is the easy tip. This is the extra long tip or extra long stiletto. It's one or the other. Here you got your stunning Deva tip. Your tapered square. Your extreme pre-pinched stiletto. Your pre-pinched stiletto. The pre-pinched square. And the pre-pinched coffin. There they are in all their beauty. These aren't considered tips. These are actually called dual forms. I've only used them a handful of times. But these actually, you can use them with acrylic. You can use them with acrygel. You can actually use them with gel. And I'll just might as well show you since we're talking tips here. There is no brush. There is no glue application to these. There is no brush application to these. With these, they're reusable. And what you are doing with these is you're filling the inside of this. And I want to say these are numbered on the inside. Oh, nope, they're not numbered. There's just lines. So you know what line to go up to. But you would fill it with acrygel, acrylic, gel. Acrygel to me is the way to go with this, because with acrygel you can play around all day long with it until you stick it in the lamp. Then it cures. So you pretty much do a thin layer of the acrygel or the acrylic. Then you flip this over, and this goes, you press this on the entire nail after you've prepped it, you've prepped it and gotten your nail ready. And you literally just stick this in the lamp and then pry it off your nail. You pop it off and you have a beautiful tip on the nail. Like I said, I've only used these a handful of time. I really love sculpting and even using tips. But this definitely is a fun way to do nails. It's easy, it's simple, it's quick. I mean, you can't go wrong. You're literally filling this up, putting it on the nail, sticking it in the lamp, popping it off, and you got a ready-made nail. You're just lightly filing it into shape. So these are the dual forms. And for those of you beauties that are watching me on YouTube right now, you're probably like, oh, what is Glitter Planet? It's all I hear about. Glitter Planet, Glitter Planet, Glitter Planet. Well, I actually belong to the Glitter Planet community, which is a community on Facebook. And in this, it's just beauties that love Glitter Planet. When Glitter Planet is the product name. And on that community, we share pictures, it's just a little support, fun group to belong to. So a lot of these videos that I'm doing are requested by beauties on Glitter Planet. But I
started doing so many videos, I thought, let me start my YouTube page. So I started putting the same videos up on YouTube, and I've tried switching it up a little bit. And last weekend I did a video on how to make your own custom gel glitter mix. I'm trying to incorporate other, products that I use. And I mean, this beauty right here, I love nails, I love makeup, I love hair, so, but if you're wondering why I'm talking about Glitter Planet, or if I'm talking about a contest going on, that is the Glitter Planet community that is on the Facebook page. So, go on Glitter Planet, check out their products. They are amazing. I'm not being paid to say this. I purchased my own supplies. I just absolutely, I would never talk about a product that I don't love myself. And Glitter Planet just, I love their products, from the acrylic powders to their salon essentials. I mean, they're just amazing. I am located in California, and they are in the UK. The longest I've ever waited for an order is 5 days. And they're beautifully packaged and wrapped. They're just, there's nothing I can say bad about this company. That's why I talk about it a lot. I've used a lot of different product from a lot of different places. And, kind of with Glitter Planet, it just, there's so much quality. You can see that the owners of this company put their heart into this. And I mean, like I said, I know this is just basic, but look at these tip boxes. I put these stickers on here. This is their tip box. I mean, look at all that room you have. You have an extra compartment right here for your glues. It'd be for your bits. It's beautiful, nice plastic, but solid. This is what I was getting from other sites. Look at the difference. So, I mean, why do I talk about Glitter Planet? Because just everything about it. I mean, there's not one brush that I have not purchased from there that not only does it look stunning, but it works amazing. We're going to totally go off the subject here as well. Look at these forms. I cannot brave enough about these forms. Not only, I mean, look how stunning these are. But they also hold their shape, beauties. When you get forms from places and you stick them on your nail, and you're going to sculpt client sets nails, you can't even get the tape to hold. These not only hold, they're not going to come apart till you take them off, but they hold their shape. They're just stunning, just stunning. I was using the foil tips, but I am in love with these affinity tips. All right, beauties. Well, as always, it was so much fun doing this video, and I hope you gained a bunch, you were able to, with this video. I hope that, you can decide which tips you want to order. If you have any questions, let me know. I really am thinking about doing a live, Let me know what you think. I was thinking about doing a live swatching all of the acrylic powders, the colored acrylic powders in the Glitter Planet that Glitter Planet has, that I have, which I have a lot of them. But tell me what you think. Tell me if you want to see a live. I think it'd be a lot of fun. That way we can kind of go back and forth, you know. And all right, beauties. Well, I hope you have an amazing evening. It's pretty late here in California, and I better get to sleep so I can get up and knock out my Friday so we can be ready for the weekend. All right, beauties, and do not forget, when you're placing orders on Glitter Planet, you can use my code Garcia5 so you can get a discount at checkout. All right, beauties, have an amazing evening.